since the beginning. I I didn't have the perfect family. I mean, nobody ever has the perfect family, but particularly my father was the farthest in from. And I never like to judge people about what they did or what they have done. But this is the one man that has earned that spot for me. And it saddens me because a huge part of me does still love him. So, to take it back from the beginning, my father was a drinker. He was a very angry and very projecting styled person. So if he felt a type of thing, everybody would have to experience it. That means if he wasn't happy, then nobody else deserved to be. I spent my whole life getting beaten for reasons I could not understand. I loved my father to a degree that I wanted him to see that he was not wrong to treat us like that, but that he can love all of us. I wanted him to be proud of me because I had nothing going for me, just that. I wanted to believe that family was the most important thing, so I went with my gut and tried to show my father wrong. And I think that was my first mistake. I think I should have just moved on and tried to be the best person I could be for me. But I just kept doing what my father told me. And at the end of it, no matter how hard I tried, I would still end up disappointing him. He would still beat me. He would still hurt me. And it was not until I was 14 where he said the worst thing, that I would have preferred to get 10 more beatings before I heard that. And that was, he demanded that I asked him not to be my father anymore. When I heard those words, I wanted to die. There was nothing more than what I wanted than to not exist anymore. And so I asked him to never say those words to me again. But he refused and said if I didn't ask him, he would beat me until I did. And he did just that. Only problem was, I couldn't say it. So it ended up being a long night. A very long night. Up to that point, I didn't know why he did that to me. And what I did that caused him to be so angry at me. All I wanted was for him to love me and my brothers. But he didn't want any of that. He said how much of a failure I was. How much he wished he could have the daughter he always wanted, but he only had sons. And so he raised us all as if we were abominations and disgusting creatures that just happened to exist in this world. He couldn't stand showing any amount of love to us. And whenever we were happy, he would find a way to bring us down with him. I remember every single day we would hear that garage open, and we would treat it like a plague. We would all run upstairs because we all know that if we would have seen him, he would have hurt us. What's even worse was that my mother, who was blind to it, was also a victim of it. I remember the first time I saw him lay his hands on my mom. He locked me and my brother downstairs because, we wanted to just play games. And so he locked us in the garage for a day and a half. My mom had it and said to let us out. And one moment I got curious. And so I opened the door to find my mother being choked over the stove. That was the day that my father stopped being my father. And so, ever since I grew up, I grew to resent the person I was forced to love. And in my heart, I still believed that I could have the father I always wanted. And that's where people will always say how crazy I am. And I know I'm crazy, guys. I know. But I didn't know how to live with the ideology that I hated my family, or at least hated him. I love everybody else. I love my mom. I love my brothers. But what my father did, I could never forgive him. And I want to. But I know if I trust him again, he will only hurt me more. Here I am, 25, and I still remember these moments. I have a particular memory. And I know it's a memory. It's not something that I just thought of. Because every time I remember it, all my muscles tense up. And my breathing gets a little bit strange. Because I don't know how to comprehend it. I mean, I'm okay now. Because it's only sometimes that I do remember it. And that was when I was 1 year old. I remember, I think I was crying in my crib. And I look up and I see my father beating me down because I guess I was continuing crying and he did not like crying. And so my body, every time I remember this, I feel that pain of him striking me down during that time of fragileness. Thankfully, it didn't do anything to my physical health. So I was lucky to come out of that with no issues, just maybe psychological, but that's something I learned how to deal with on my own. But I made this channel because I wanted to give everybody a platform to talk about things. And that's what I'm doing here, is that I'm letting you guys in on a thing that I've never spoke about with anybody outside my family. And I've been wanting to come out with it because I noticed that some days it eats me up. The guilt, the fear. And I didn't want to burden anybody growing up. But after all the advice that I give out, I feel like I should follow it. So I'm posting this out because I want not only myself, but for everybody to feel comfortable. For those who are too afraid of letting it out where you are, then trust us to, release that burden. Because just talking about it is enough. And hearing myself even talk about this, I feel like it's helping me through things. And just even doing this channel is helping me through my personal life. And that's why I say, like, you guys are my family. Because, well, yes, it is pretty cliche. It is true. If you guys look at all the comments here, I like to talk to everybody. I try to get you guys involved as much as I can. And what we have here, you guys mean so much that I even get to have, personal conversations with you guys on Instagram. So what I want to say is that I notice a lot of you tend to delete your own comments or delete your own posts on my personal messages. Guys, you don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to be scared. Nobody's going to judge you here. And I want everybody to feel comfortable. So please, say what you need to say. And please don't ever regret it. I don't want anybody to experience the pain and fear that I go through by holding it in. Sometimes I wish I would have told someone back in the day, because now it's so hard to deal with, and I need to deal with it now, or it will eat me alive for as long as I live. Anyways, I love you all, and be the best that you can be, because all of you are extremely awesome and amazing people. So stay awesome, guys.